geometry. I've always been meaning to learn this. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Actually, when I was in uni, we had like a special studies class, okay? And we were learning projective geometry. And it was kind of weird, like, so we had like two IMO people in the class. There's Ivan and some other guy. You probably don't know. Maybe Laurie, I don't know. Anyway, so it was kind of like, they were going through, and then I don't know, I'll give it like a mark close to 100 or something, basically because of lack of rigor in the assessment process or something. But I can tell you, I didn't remember like anything from that course at all. And I was always remembering, I was curious why other people were so much more interested in stuff than I was. And it must have been because they did it in their preparation, right? And so they must have been like, it's like the uni version that made like the stuff they didn't get in their high school version make more sense, you know? Whereas for me, it just didn't make any sense. Like I could check things were true, but I didn't know why it was even being stated. But yeah, I remember something kind of cool was like, I don't know if this is even true. It's like, it's like if you put, because what you're looking at when you see stuff, right? It's like, it's the 3D world put onto like a 2D. Yeah? So, like, parallel lines, like, they're not really parallel, you know? If you look at the road going into the distance, they kind of intersected in 3D. Yeah. So that's like one aspect of projective geometry. Something about lines intersecting in 3D. Okay, so let's see what the book has to say, okay? So all the transformations so far considered have taken points into points, yeah? The most characteristic feature of the projective plane is the principle of duality, which enables us to transform points into lines, okay? And lines into points. So I guess maybe some justification for this. So for example, if you remember if you have 2 points, right? Yeah? There's a unique line that goes through the 2 points, yeah? Okay? If you have 2 lines, yeah? There's meant to be a unique point of intersection, right? But it could be parallel, yeah? That's the problem. Okay? So I guess that's why they're intersecting in infinity. So that way parallel lines also have a unique point. Yeah? So if you introduce a unique point of intersection, you see you can switch points and lines. So the idea is, I guess, if you have a statement that is purely in terms of points and lines or something, and these words, you can replace the points with lines and lines with points, and the statement will still make sense. It's like a dual statement. So I guess this is one example. So like, every 2 points has a unique line that passes through the point. Every 2 lines has a unique point which is passed through by the lines. Yeah? So these would be like 2 statements. This, I guess, it might not be true. You have 2 parallel lines, each side would take Yeah, so I'm not pretending to know too much. I just want to read it and learn it with you and have fun, okay? Alright, so one such transformation, somewhat resembling inversion, is reciprocation. How do you say this word? Reciprocation. You like maths? Maths likes you. Reciprocation. With respect to fixed circle. Have you heard of this word before? Reciprocation. Okay, so every point except the center is reciprocated into a line. Every line except not through the center is reciprocated to a point. They compare them later, I think. And every circle is reciprocated into a conic, having O for a focus. So a conic is what you get if you slice a cone. It's like if you slice a cone horizontally, you get circles, right? You slice it like obliquely, you get like ellipses.
Yeah.
And if you slice it vertically, you kind of get like parabolas and stuff.
Bit more vertical.
Yeah.
Because
That's one way. But that justifies the name conic anyway.
So that's what it is.
So this used So this used to be in the extension 2 series.
Yeah, really sad.
Okay.
It's the hard bit.
Oh no, it wasn't the hard bit. Because all the questions were standard questions. So like they just used to pass for the questions. The questions, you know what the questions are because they're in set.
Oh.
So in that sense, it can't be hard, right? Yeah, because people don't remember the questions. Do it for the first time, yeah.
They had like the for you went out school had that bit that's like exam they got last week. And apparently it was like really hard. Even yesterday we got like 5 marks off. Whoa. Yeah, there was like apparently there was a point over question and then if you only had like 5 minutes to do it, you can go.
Well, I have 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah, and then
you showed up late.
and then it's after you finish the day, you only have like 5 minutes for that.
Oh, okay.
And then
I was like, the question is hard because you couldn't solve in 5 minutes. That's not a mistake.
And then around like if you do with the top class, you got like 20 marks off.
You're making it sound like it's not in the top class.
And if you meet other people in the top class,
so it wasn't hard for him to know him because he was in the same class.
What was that? I don't know. Because we had that like one day or something before the second test.
Oh, okay.
It was so easy. Sorry, you doing it.
Well, then there was a polynomial question also.
Oh, yeah. I can tell that one.
Because he had 5 rounds. Alright, okay. After some discussion of the various kinds of conic, we shall close the chapter with a careful comparison of inversive and projective geometry. Okay?
Yeah.
This is 6.1, reciprocation.
What does so called?
Huh?
That does not pass.
Circle. Every circle is reciprocated into a conic having O for a lot of focus. Every circle. Okay. Yeah.
But it's not it's a not word. The model is kind of wrong. Yeah, it's a little bit.
Okay, so for this variant of inversion, so this is called a variant of inversion, I guess. We use, as in section 5.3, okay, a circle omega with center O and radius K.
Radius K, omega.
Each point P different from O determines a corresponding line, bold P, called the polar of P. Remember that word? Oh, I guess you could read the other thing. Okay. So each point P determines a line called the polar, yeah? Point goes to, it's an abstract P to the polar. And so it's a line, yeah? It's called the polar of P. It is the line perpendicular to OP through the inverse of P.
Right, so
it's set P here, yeah?
So inversion.
So inverse is here, right? So,
And then so it would be outside.
okay, so I guess it's the red line, yeah?
Yeah.
It is the line perpendicular to OP through the inverse of P. Yep. So I guess Yeah, I mean, if this was the original point, then the line would be here, right?
Yeah.
So this is like, this is P, yeah?
Yeah.
This is like P prime. Whatever. Sorry. A bit relaxed now that stuff is over. Oh, and then when it's tangent, goes to itself, right?
So
On the circle, goes to the tangent.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not to Projective or anything on the circle shoot
Yeah, with anything on the circle, the inverse of itself, yeah?
Yeah.
And so then the line is the tangent line. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of the longest sequence.
Huh?
One of the lines. Lines. Perpendicular and then perpendicular.
Oh, actually, yeah, you should come up, because this should tell you how to do it, because it tells you what to do with a red line, right?
Yeah, so then you just take the perpendicular from over to that line.
Yeah.
And then find that point and then you can invert it.
Yeah. And we'll get a point, yeah?
Okay.
Is that what happened? Yeah, let's see.
That's what I just think like it inverts itself.
Okay. Conversely, each line P, not through O, determines a corresponding point, capital P, called the pole of P.
This is the pole line. Right. Maybe P is called the pole. Yeah.
Called the pole of P. It is the inverse of the foot of the perpendicular from O to P.
See, it's better when you guess it yourself, because then you don't have to read it like as carefully.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, what the hell is it saying?
Okay, interchanging capital P and P prime. In figure 5.3a, we see that when P is outside omega, its polar joins the points of contact of the two tangents in P.
What's the diagram? It's moving outside.
Makes all the sense.
5.3. This is the diagram we have. 5.3a is like this circle. Tangent, chord, center, P, prime. Yeah. What was the plan?
Yeah, so we take and then that's similar. It's okay. Other people other categories to take okay, because inverses.
Mm-hmm.
And then because they're similar, you have that
Oh, okay, so let me read this again. So, interchanging P and P prime, yeah? We see that when P is outside omega, its polar joins the points of contact of the two.
Yeah, so that's its polar is this, yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
Still more obviously, when P lies on W, its polar is. Oh, it's just explaining this. We already did this, I think. Tangent at P. This is the only case when P and are incident.
Oh, so this is the only case where they touch each other.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because they always touch on the radial line, right?
Okay. We shall find it helpful to adopt a consistent notation so that the polars of points capital A, capital B are the lines little a, little b. Yeah?
Okay.
The lowercase is for
Lowercase line.
polars, yeah?
Lowercase, yeah? This is caps.
Lowercase for lines, caps for points, yeah? And the pole of any line is denoted by the corresponding capital letter. Okay, for any point A, except for the O, that A prime denotes its inverse and little a its polar. As in figure 6.1b. For any point B, let me draw this. Let me draw this. Let's say for any point A except for O. O, A.
A prime.
That's little a.
B prime. B. This is little b. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so remember there's lots of different ways to draw this diagram. Yeah? Okay. For any point B on A, so any point B on A, yeah? Draw AB prime perpendicular. AB prime perpendicular to OB. Yeah, so OB is there, right?
Yeah.
And then AB prime is the shortest distance from this point, yeah, right? Extended.
Yeah.
Extended there. Then triangle OAB prime, OAB, little one here, yeah, OAB prime is similar to OBA prime. OBA. Yeah. So there's a 9 degrees there. There's a common angle and it's 9 degrees. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, there's 9 degrees in here, yeah.
So you stop the line. Where do you stop? And then draw
Yeah, I find the US kids are not shy about using these terminologies. It's very strictly. Polar, poles. Okay, so then OB times OB prime equals OA times OA prime
Oh, yeah.
equals K squared. Oh. Yeah, so here B prime is not defined to be the inverse of B, right?
Yeah.
But it ends up being the inverse of B. That's what it's saying. So it's OB on OA equals OA. Yeah, and that's equal, yeah. And so that's equal to K squared because it's K squared. Hence B prime is the inverse of B.
Yeah.
And A B prime is B.
A prime is almost it.
Oh yeah, I guess
There's
this is the polar of B, yeah? I guess we kind of just said that without actually, yeah. So now it's properly labeled. Before it was an
It
abusive.
seems like inverted. So far it's just inverted.
So far it's just inversion.
I mean, did I notice that it's in the family?
Yeah, it's the same kind that we had before, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like right angles. Did we have right angles before?
Yeah, because the angle A prime to be that
Yeah.
instead
But yeah, just in inversion. So okay, so conversely, any line B through A, right? Any line little b through A, capital A, except for the line OA, yeah? Any of these lines, except for OA, yeah? Yields a perpendicular line OB. Yields a perpendicular line OB, which enables us to reconstruct the same figure.
Okay.
So any line, we make a perpendicular line, right? And we get the intersection of that and the polar of A. Okay. What does that mean? So you start with A, right?
Yeah.
So the one we just did it, we start with A, we get A prime, make the polar here, right? Join any point here back to here, make it perpendicular, yeah? And that becomes the inverse, and this becomes the polar of that, yeah? Okay. Conversely, if we start with just A, right?
Yeah.
Take any line through A, little b, right? That's not this one, yeah?
Yeah. And then take the perpendicular of that.
Okay, then there's a perpendicular. Out of all the radius, there's only one perpendicular of that.
Yeah. And then extend that. And
then extend that.
To the inverse of the place, okay? Yeah, to the polar of A.
Polar of A. Yeah. Yeah. So what is that telling us? Oh, that's kind of interesting. So is it saying, so it's like every point on the polar of A, right? Yeah. Gives you a line going through capital A. So the polar of any point, so the polar of any point on the polar of A, yeah? Goes through A, yeah? and the pole. What's the pole? So the pole of any point B. The pole of any line that goes through A. Yeah. The pole of any line that goes through A lies on the polar of A. Yeah. What's the theorem saying? We have thus proved. Oh, okay. It sounds nicer when they don't say all those words, but I think it's saying. Let me just write it. If. So this is theorem 6.1, yeah? If B lies on A, yeah, then B passes through A. That's kind of like what we were saying, yeah?
Yeah.
So if a point lies on the polar of a point, then the polar of that point passes through the wall.
So
Yeah. So
if point lies on point lies on a line, then that other line, other line will move.
yeah. So if a point lies on the line, then the polar of that point passes through the point, which is the polar of that line, which created that line. Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. If and only.
The converse is correct.
So if B passes. Wait, is the converse the dual?
Well, they seem
So if a line, right, lies on, so passes through a point, yeah. But what would the dual be? What's the converse for? Yeah. So the converse is if B passes through A, yeah, then big B lies on middle A. Is that true? So any line going through there, right? Go there. Then the big B.
You can write B passes through A as A lies on B. And then B lies on A is A passes through B.
Okay.
And then and it's the same thing.
Okay, so what are you saying?
So
the dual now, right? Is that what you're saying?
when I said like B lies on A,
Yeah.
can be rewritten as A passes through B.
Yeah.
And then B passes through A can be rewritten as A passes through B, so it's just the A and B is reversed.
Yeah. So maybe the statement is self-dual. Replace I guess. Well, I'm trying to make it dual. So, like, if you replace the points by a line. So if so this is saying if a point lies on a line, right? Then the dual would be something like if the line passes through a point, right? It's kind of what you said. Yeah. This line passes through the point, the line. Okay, by keeping capital A and little a fixed while allowing capital B and little b to vary, we deduce that the polars of all the points on a line A, little a, are lines through its pole A, capital A.
Oh yes, so that's
So all
the point passes through a line. So it's like proving like collinear is the same as proving uncorrelated.
yeah, that's dual, right? Collinear is a dual of compound.
So like if you have three points on line A, then those three lines all pass through point.
Okay. So in other words, the polars of a set of in other words, the polars of a set of collinear points are a set of concurrent lines. So the polars of that's what you just said, right?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
The polars are all true. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So that's dual, right? So this incidence preserving process in which points and lines are transformed into their polars and poles is called reciprocation. Incidence preserving. Incidence preserving, what does that mean?
Incidence
Yeah, so it leads naturally to the principle of duality, which states that for any configuration of points and lines, with certain points lying on certain lines, there is a dual configuration of lines and points, with certain lines passing through certain points. Yeah? Yeah. So it actually just replaced the words lines and points, yeah? For instance,
wait, that's the reason that I'm not saying
yeah, so actually, so it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Get taken away. Right. So, for instance, the dual of a complete quadrangle ABCD consisting of 4 points, no 3 collinear, and their 6 joining lines, yeah? Let's do this. Something's interesting is when you bother to do 6 points.
well, it would go to 4, it would go to 6 points with 4 joining lines, which would mean that, like, isn't 6 points with 4 joining lines if you get there? Like, if you get there, there's 4 lines and 6 points. 4 lines and 6 points half, but then we projected, and we get 8 quadrilateral. We get quadrilateral with 4 points lines and 4 points. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a complete graph here. So they don't have to be ordered to do a quadrangle, but let's just do it.
So it says you got AD, BD, CD. AD, BD, CD, EC, CA, AD. CA, AP. 4 points. Oh, okay. So I think this is it's trying to use these words. So it doesn't want to use the word quadrilateral for this. Yeah. It wants quadrilateral to be the ABCD with 4 lines. Yeah.
So you have 4 lines A, B, C, D, yeah? Little A, little D, yeah?
There's no diagram for this, so we're just gonna. So no 3 are concurrent, yeah. 6 points of intersection, yeah. Oh, I should have gone a bit more slanty. So maybe like this, yeah. Make it more clear. It's intersection. Yeah. And then this one can go slanty a bit more as well, yeah?
Okay.
So the 6 points of intersection are called A dot D. So this would be like A dot D, yeah? Yeah? B dot D.
Oh, that's the lines.
Yeah. C dot D.
C dot D,
Yeah, we can figure these out now, yeah. B dot C.
and A dot C,
That's A. That's
no,
different side,
A dot C
A dot
dot
C, yeah?
and the other A dot B.
A dot B is here, yeah? Yeah. So I guess this is like the dual. The dual. So the terminology here, they make it distinct, like they use quadrangles for this situation, yeah? And quadrilaterals for this situation. Yeah. So in the book they never use the word quadrilateral until now.
Oh, okay.
Basically. Yeah, so we did something with quadrangles, which is basically quadrilaterals, as you know it, but possibly not convex. Yeah, they could it could be the same 4 points, but in a different order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then there's a whole bunch of other diagram versions of this. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, for example, A could be outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A could be on the circle.
Yeah.
B could be on the circle. Yeah, I guess basically you just think of what cases are not covered here, but they're all analogous. It's all about thinking of the cases, as opposed to dealing with. Yeah. You can get your. I don't want to say that. I was going to say you can get your lab assistant to deal with the cases, but this will never work in practice. Okay, so a circle can be regarded either as a locus of points or as an envelope of lines. Interesting. I guess I feel like this is like all the geometry I missed out on as a kid. Are we erasing this?
Yeah.
Locus of points or an envelope of lines, tangents. So the locus, what they were saying is like a circle, yeah? And then the envelope, they were saying it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you drew all the tangent lines instead of, yeah. Huh? Pizza. Each tangent is the limiting position of a sequence when the two endpoints of the secant approach coincidence. Dually, huh? Oh, does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So like a tangent is like that, right?
Yeah.
It's meant to be like a sequence of secants. These 2 points get close to each other.
Yes.
Dually, each point of contact is the limiting position of the point of intersection of the two tangents when these approach incidence.
Yeah.
So there's two tangents.
That's this.
Yeah. And this kind of goes to here, right?
Okay. But you see if this may come in between those 2 points, how does that affect?
Huh? Alright, how is this dually? So you have a secant intersecting the circle at 2 points, right?
What does dually mean?
I guess dually means replace points and lines. Yeah?
Oh.
So if we have 1 line and 2 points, yeah?
Yeah.
The dual hopefully should be 1 point and 2 lines. Yeah?
Yeah.
So what are the 2 points doing? Well, they're moving closer to each other. Yeah?
Yeah, and that's 2 lines.
2 lines. Yeah, on the circle, yeah. And then as that happens, the point of intersection here gets, yeah.
Line, the tangent line.
And then
It's just
it's
the
on
same
the tangent line, yeah. Okay.
How is that useful?
I feel like one of the goals in the end would just be overwhelmed by the existence of duality. Like you just see like everything's dual to each other. Alright, it's still unfinished. Okay, so reciprocation interchanges loci and envelopes.
Yes.
That sounds pretty cool.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. But it's weird to think about.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really quite defined envelope. Or have we?
It's just
It's just like all the tangents.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like the is it the intersection of all the tangents? No. Yeah. Oh, maybe just the collection of all the tangents.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So just each one is like each tangent is identified with a point.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's kind of weird. It's that small, but more dense. Yeah.
Yeah, so the bijection is you take the tangent line to the point of contact, right?
Yeah. How many dense do you think it is more dense than that?
Okay. The circle omega, regarded as a locus or an envelope, reciprocates into the same circle in the opposite aspect. Does that make sense? So it's saying if you take the original inverting circle, right?
Yeah.
If you regard it as a locus of points,
Yeah.
then it will invert to the envelope
Of that, yeah, well, yeah.
that gives you the same circle. Yeah.
That was just case.
What was the bit about opposite aspect?
Yeah. So it becomes an envelope.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So envelope goes to locus, locus goes to envelope. So whichever one you think of it as, you'll get the other one for the same circle. Yeah.
Okay.
Similarly, a circle with center O and radius little r reciprocates with the same change in aspect into a concentric circle of radius k squared on r. Should we check these claims?
That sort of makes sense.
Oh yeah, because if there was a point on the circle, remember, it goes to the tangent line, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And the tangent line goes to the point. So the envelope and the points exactly go to each other, yeah?
Yeah. And then
What was the other claim? If you had another circle, right? A concentric circle.
So basically the point inside. So this point.
So now you have like,
Lock the points in.
you have omegas like this, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a circle inside, yeah?
Yeah.
And
And
then-
then concentric with omega. Maybe more.
It's the same center,
Same
and
sentence.
radius small r, yeah.
Inverting the circle.
Yep.
Oh.
So you can see like the inversion takes this point somewhere over here, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the inversion will take it into a concentric circle.
Oh, yeah.
That's clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Now the points become tangents.
Wait, which point?
Now, say that.
Yeah, and then we take these, that's the polar, right?
Yeah.
So that's now the envelope for that concentric circle.
So you have points on the small circle, they become envelope on the big circle.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And then same thing happens.
Ooh. Similarly, to a concentric circle of radius k squared on r, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the dual of any given theorem or construction can be obtained very simply by making certain verbal changes in accordance with the following dictionary. I don't know why they seem to say dictionary. They always mean like some kind of bijection between words. But is that what a dictionary does? It actually just it takes a word and explains it.
Yeah.
It's like
Mathematical dictionary.
yeah.
Dictionary in the mathematical sense.
I guess the thesaurus is not quite right either.
Yeah, it's similar, but not
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thesaurus is like a side action.
Okay. How about let's make this interesting? I'll write the points. I'll write the words in one column.
It's an relation.
Okay. I'll just write the words in one column, and then you tell me what the other word is. Yeah.
Fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks.
Let's go. Triangle.
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 yeah. Triangle is going to triangle.
It's like I didn't think
Triangle becomes 3 points.
a triangle becomes a trilateral.
Oh.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Would probably end up being a triangle.
So
Trilateral would be a triangle because all of them.
triangle is defined by the point, and trilateral is defined by the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But like with 3 lines, there's only going to be 3. It's like
Okay, I don't think they make it that hard. So, like for us, at this stage, they only had the confidence to list these things down. Okay.
There's only 4.
Point. No, there's not 4. This
becomes line.
not yet. Lie on. Let me just write them all.
Line on.
Line joining 2 points.
So I'm with the line passing through other.
Oh wait, no, we're going to introduce the point that we can use.
Oh.
That's all the points we list.
Concurrent.
How are you going to draw that diagram?
No,
Just like
not another exam practical question. So how will we express this to someone who doesn't understand it?
What's the line on?
Line on?
points.
A lie on, sorry.
What's the line on?
Lie on, like it lies on a line.
Oh,
You know? Lion. It's the king of the jungle. Quadrilateral.
Like something we call it.
Polar.
Yeah,
Envelope. Point of contact. Point of contact. Yeah? Alright, what are these? Points? Alright, line. You've had that one memorized, that doesn't count.
Passes for
Lie on. Oh, pass through, yeah, you guys are too good. That means we did have like the self-dual thing before, right?
intersection.
Intersection of 2 lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Intersection of 2 lines, yeah?
Yeah. And then it would be cutting quadrangle.
Quadrangle.
Hold and this one.
When the contact is like, yeah, sure.
Da-da-da, achievement unlocked.
But if it's point of contact, can't
4 questions correct.
yeah, yes. If you get 4 questions correct, then you good, and then if you get 3 questions, you still pass, but then like you feel bad about it, so you do it again.
Yeah.
You do it, you get 4.
It's kind of, is it free?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Most of the stuff is good.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of it.
Is it the same guy? What? Is it just always the same guy?
Mostly it's the same guy.
I've only done the math stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I like, he knows all of that stuff.
Except I just read the textbook from beforehand.
Well, they get more because they don't do calculus in the US. I'm pretty sure they do.
He has it. I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm just saying, like, because they don't, they have to go into the other stuff more
Oh.
before year 12.
Oh.
That's how I feel.
When US does not learn calculus.
I don't think so, because when I was there, I was teaching all these pre-calculus courses in uni.
Oh, okay. Great. Is that what they mean by pre-calculus?
Yeah.
Calculus is just
Pre-calculus is like
algebra.
it's like functions and stuff, like year 11
Yeah.
without derivatives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
When 2 points and 2 lines are related in the manner in theorem 6.11, did I label it wrong?
6.11.
Oh, it should have been 6.11.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
section 6.11.
That's hard. Okay. 6.11. So that one lies on the polar of the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when 2 points and 2 lines are related in the manner of the theorem. So I guess remember what that diagram we had?
Yes.
Okay. We call the 2 points conjugates.
Okay.
Conjugate points, yeah?
Yeah.
We call the 2 lines conjugate lines. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, so remember what I said about conjugation?
Maybe. Which one?
So just like conjugation is like do something else that doesn't commute with that first thing and then invert the first thing.
Oh.
So like open fridge door, take out something, close fridge
yeah.
door, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Taking out something does not commute with the fridge door opening because
Yeah.
you needed to open it to get it out, right?
Okay.
So I guess the
Right.
conjugation here, yeah, like inversion to solve problems is like conjugation, right?
Oh,
You inversion the problem, solve it,
Find out.
then conjugate it back, yeah?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Cool.
So here, like conjugate points, I guess, because the theorem, what was it saying? It's like B lies on the, so like, you take B, right?
Yeah. B lies on A lies on B.
You apply reciprocation, yeah?
Yeah.
You get B, yeah?
Yeah.
Then you do something to get A,
Yeah.
and then you reciprocation again and get back. Does this make sense? So how do you get if A and B are conjugate? Yeah. Is there a process involving reciprocation that conjugates them? So you take B, right?
Well, yeah, take B.
You
Yeah.
reciprocate B to get little b, yeah?
Yeah. And then
Pass it through something.
pass it to something, and that thing passes. Well, like pick a point there, and that point goes, and then you reciprocate that point and goes through B. Yeah.
Oh. So then the process. I'm confusing myself now.
So you take B.
Yeah.
You take the reciprocal,
Yeah.
and then you pick a point on that line on this reciprocal thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take the reciprocal of that, and then it goes through B. Yeah. It's
I'm kind of hoping for like. Wait, so I'm hoping for like reciprocation. Something reciprocation.
Oh.
Gets you
Okay.
A.
Yeah. I see.
Something.
So like reciprocation gets you B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something should get you that A, and then reciprocation gets you this A. Yeah, that would be a conjugation. Yeah.
Oh.
So open fridge door, something, close fridge door. Yeah.
So it's a big.
But wouldn't you? Yeah. Well, in that case, you're taking stuff out needs to be after you open the fridge door.
Yeah.
That's we're going to do.
That's but that's So after B goes to little B.
Okay, so you got the circle, right?
Yeah.
You got the B.
Yeah.
So the B now goes to
So
a line, yeah. Goes to little B. So that's fridge door. Yeah.
and then
And then you need
taking stuff out of the fridge door is taking a point A.
Yeah, you need to get to A somehow.
Or you pick a point A and then you close the fridge door to get that pass through B.
No. You need to do something to get to the line A, right? Because then when you close the fridge door, you get the point.
But if you close the fridge, if you start with point A and then you close the fridge door, then you also get A. Well,
If you start with this point A
yeah,
and you close the fridge door, you get the line A.
Yeah.
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 But you want to end up with the point. The point's a conjugate.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah,
goes through
so
this
the
line,
yeah,
right?
another point, essentially.
yeah, and
And then there's another line that goes through here, I guess. So that's the original point B, yeah?
yeah.
How did we find A, or was it didn't matter?
It was like
It had to go through B, right?
yeah.
Went through B, and it was perpendicular to something.
Perpendicular to OA, but you don't have A yet. So
Oh, so A lied on this, was it? Oh, A prime was here.
yeah, but you need that. Draw
Maybe just draw some line for it. Just draw some line.
some line.
That passes through B.
You just draw some line that passes through B,
And then that should correspond to it.
This will be A.
yeah,
Yeah?
and then
And
draw
then
perpendicular to the point
where that
yeah, and then that intersects B at big A.
Yeah.
So
So somehow we go reciprocation to get that, right?
yeah.
Line thing to get A. And then reciprocation again to get big A. Yeah?
Yeah. Wait, big A is only wait.
Again, we'll begin this.
Big A is the point is the intersection of
This here, yeah?
no what is that line A?
Line A is the vertical line, yeah?
Yeah. So then A is the inside.
A will be the inverse of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're saying A is inside.
Yeah, so it's where big is. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so yeah, basically
Second point.
yeah, so basically reciprocate to get line B, right? And then join the point B to the perpendicular to that line, yeah?
What?
No, reciprocate and then you just draw a line.
Some random line through.
Draw some lines through these.
And
And
to define point A down.
and then it passes through the line B. Oh, and okay, and then you have yeah, and then you just draw the and then you take the conjugate and then
Yeah, so you got the point B, yeah?
point B,
You reciprocate it to get the line little b, yeah?
line little b, and then you
draw
draw a line passing through point B.
Point B to get
A.
Okay. And then like find the top face of the perpendicular from O to A. Little A. That'll be A prime. Invert that to get to A.
The thing with this is it is commutative. This is commutative.
Right,
You
it
can
doesn't
just there's no because you can do either one first and it wouldn't matter.
I guess the problem is the second thing doesn't do it to the line B, yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have anything to do
The
with
second thing doesn't matter. It doesn't like do anything with line B.
Oh yeah.
So if it's commutative, it will actually fix it. So it's something.
Yeah.
It's acting on something else. That's the problem. Yeah. So you have a point. You go to the line, right? How do you define the point? How do you define the line A with just the point B and the line B?
You can't.
This is point B and line B can just be any point.
Yeah.
From theorem 6.11. B and little b were just random points. Behind point A. It could be any point on the line.
Yeah.
So we can't really find the inverse.
Wait, so are you saying the conjugate's not unique?
Yeah. Well, because
Is that bad? That might be bad. But
Conjugates are meant to be like.
are they conjugates?
We just call them conjugates if they satisfy that, but they're not necessarily unique things.
Here's another one. Thus, the polar of A is the locus of points conjugate to A.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
The polar of A is the locus of points conjugate. Yeah. I guess that's
Sure.
Or we have
Yeah.
boom.
Polar of
The polar of A is line A, right? And then
so the conjugate of A would be like B.
B. Oh, okay.
The conjugate of A would be B, and that lies on A.
Yeah. But that's still weird.
So the polar of locus of points conjugate of A. Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh, we're almost there.
Where?
Master.
The end of section 1.
Oh, no.
6.1. Yeah, I guess the naming is still a little bit confusing to me, but
Is the whole 6 just inverted?
I guess they don't have to be unique to be conjugates, but they all have to. It's like an equivalence relation at least. I guess like the thing, the action that happens after you open the fridge door doesn't have to be invertible, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to get back to the. So maybe that thing that you do after you open the fridge door is just to choose a point.
Yeah.
Is to just pick a line.
Yeah.
Going through B. Okay. Okay, and the pole of A is the envelope of lines conjugate to A. So A is the big A, yeah? You have to take the pole of the big A's. Of the little A's. You take the polars of the big A's. Take the poles of the big A's, yeah?
What was it? The pole of
So I guess you can figure it out in the sense that it has to, like, the envelope has to, so like, if it's a capital A point, right? The polar of the point, right?
Yeah.
Is a line, right? So it should be a locus.
Yeah.
Should be the locus of points.
Yeah.
Conjugate to capital A, right?
And then
Okay, if you have a line,
the pole of the line is a point.
the pole of the line is a point, right?
So a point is like.
what was that feel?
So the pole
Wait, what is this?
is the envelope of lines conjugate to A.
Envelope. What's it called? Is the envelope, so the pole of A is the envelope of lines from
Yeah, so you got a line little A. The pole is this point.
Opposite of like a dual, because the dual envelope is an envelope. So then that's what you describe like a set of lines, I guess.
Yeah. So
the pole of what? The what? No.
The pole of a line.
The pole of the line
Is the
envelope
of
of lines conjugate to the line.
lines conjugate when lines conjugate to line.
Yeah. So all the little B's. So the pole of little A is the capital A, right?
Yep.
And then it's saying, and the little B's are all the lines that are conjugate to the little A, right?
Yeah.
So it's the envelope of the little B's. That's what it's saying.
They're all possibly one point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So envelope is kind of like an intersection, huh? Is it?
It's the It's a set
Oh,
of
yeah,
lines
yeah.
being described by something.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is the envelope of lines conjugate to A? The pole of A is the envelope of lines. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you're thinking of a line as a sort of a collection of a locus of points, you're thinking of a point as an envelope of lines.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the dual. Okay.
I see.
Yes. By making the radius of a circle tend to 0, we can justify the notion that a point is the envelope of lines through it.
The
That
radius
makes
of the
sense.
circle what?
So
From
you're
zero-
thinking of a point as a really small circle.
Oh.
Then you can kind of make sense that it's an envelope of lines.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what it's saying, yeah?
It's
It's kind of cool.
yes.
Because you already agreed that a circle is an envelope of lines.
This is very fine idea of the
Yeah. I guess we shouldn't agree that a point is an envelope of lines too easily. Because if we'd agreed to it before that point, then that point would have done nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. In particular, any point on a tangent of little a is conjugate.
The tangent of little way.
Yeah,
Is
so.
not a tangent to a line. What? Isn't that just off?
In particular, any point on a tangent little a. Yeah?
Oh. Good.
So if little a is a tangent,
Yeah.
is conjugate to the point of contact a. Oh, okay, so if you have a circle, inverting circle and its tangent, right?
Yeah.
Then the pole is the capital A, right?
Yeah.
What's it saying? Any point on a tangent little a is conjugate to the point of contact. So any point on this tangent is conjugate to capital A.
Conjugate. Wait. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. That's just because A and they're the same thing. A and A prime. Yeah. Yeah. Because they project to each other. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we said any pole is the envelope. We said the pole of thing is the envelope of lines conjugate to the line, right? Is there any point on the tangent? So the points on this tangent are the points conjugate to A, right?
Okay.
So A is a self-conjugate. Mm-hmm.
How would we define a conjugate again?
Huh?
How would we get a conjugate again?
Oh, so if we had any point here, B, right?
Point. Yes.
And then we draw it like that, yeah?
Okay.
Take the perpendicular. Yeah?
Yeah.
With B prime.
Yeah.
So the A and the B, capital A, capital B should be conjugate.
Yeah.
Little b, little a should be conjugate.
Okay. So the conjugate of capital A here as a tangent. It should be.
Yeah, so if you choose capital B to be equal to capital A,
Yeah.
then you get the same,
You get the tangent.
the self-conjugate, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So the conjugates do come in pairs.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
One times of square to that. Like that.
don't come into that. So what am I saying?
We go to infinite amount or it's 1.
Hold on.
So it's not
Like-
tangent, it's
Like it's saying B is conjugate to A, right? Capital B is conjugate to capital A.
yeah.
So all the points on the line are conjugate to capital A, right?
Yeah.
And I guess capital A is also conjugate to capital A. So it's called self-conjugate.
When it's tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have that opportunity here because it can never touch it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's a little nick in the terminology that's bothering me. Okay. So the self-conjugate point and any line through capital A on omega is conjugate to the tangent line little a, which is a self-conjugate line. So if you draw any line little b through capital A, right? That little b will be conjugate to little a.
Yeah.
Yeah?
when A is tangent,
Yeah.
you can draw any point for any line with a tangent point.
Yeah.
And that would be
You can make that point B there, right? And then the tangent line itself will be self conjugate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did it.
Uh-huh. Alright, we're almost there. There's another picture. Oh, where did this picture come from? That's a circle. There must be a tangent A. B.
What is this one? It's the same picture. It looks the same. This is the same.
This is little a, this is little b, this is a dot b.
Ah, I see. The B looks like an A, and A looks like a B. This is projective. Should we check this one?
Oh. What's going on?
What's the color here?
I don't even know how these other points are being defined. Oh, so there's some kind of like there's like another line going on. So it looks like there's a point like another line that goes like this. That has like tangents like this.
Wait, what? Okay.
And I think this is
So 2 sets of like the same.
yeah, okay. So let's have a look. Is
This
this
is three hooked up.
okay, so the pole of any line AB, yeah?
Pole of any line AB.
So that's this line, yeah?
Yeah.
Not through O,
Not
okay.
And
lies on the polars. Lies on the polars of both A and B.
Yes,
Huh?
that's just a blue bit.
that's just the blue lines.
That's just a blue.
Is that obvious?
Yes, well, we kind of proved that last time already because we said that like it was tangent. It was the
Yeah, the tangent.
Oh, so then I guess we took the tangent points to make it easy to draw.
Mm.
Oh, so in this case we have AB.
Yeah.
The polars are tangent.
Polar the tangent, and then the
So it passes. So that's
the projection point.
Pole of
yeah. So the pole is a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
As on both polars. So this must be the pole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the pole of AB is that point there. Yeah.
what's the intersection of
And thus may be described as the point of intersection of little a and little b.
Yes.
uh,
Because that's the tangent.
Not necessarily.
Wait, is it obvious that this? Why is the pole of this that?
Because A and B are tangents.
A and B are tangents.
Yeah. But does it work if they're not tangents? Is that what it's saying?
It doesn't say anything about tangents, but the figure is.
Oh. So what not be?
Can it not be tangent and it still works?
That would be cool.
Right, so why is it obviously on the tangent line?
Because
Oh, we proved that last
we
time
proved
that
the pole
because we proved that the polar of that point intersects the encircle at the two tangent points.
Ah. Okay. Oh, so this is like that secant point of contact thing, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the duality between the secant and the
Yes.
point of contact.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, but if would it still work? Oh, I think it might work. Wait,
So I can take the point and then
if we just try it, we try it.
you
Like,
invert
suppose A and B are not on the circle.
Yeah.
Like
Because
A and B long, like
outside, we'll just do outside for now.
like this, yeah?
Oh, okay. Then the
So first you
See, because if they're not on the circle and they intersect the circle, you can just make them on the circle, right?
what?
Huh?
What?
Like if they're on the if they intersect the circle, you
yeah.
can just pretend that they're on the circle
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
because because it defines the same line, right?
Oh.
Intersect on the circle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're starting with line. Oh yeah, we are.
So, but if it doesn't intersect the circle,
Then you don't. It's somewhere else. And then we try it, and then it sort of looks legit. I think. Oh, you
maybe you can just take a bigger circle.
Oh, wait, no. You just take two. You take 2 points, and then you find the inverse. Oh wait, it might not work for this because after you draw in the line, the pole of we just call them AB. The pole of that line is defined already.
Yeah.
Yep. But then that other point down there might not necessarily be defined. Yeah, it could be any line, which means that it's not going to intersect the same point.
Maybe it happens to just intersect the right point.
Oh, but like,
So what do we start in here? The line.
So this is B, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the pole of A.
pole of A, yeah.
Are we trying to show that?
So we take the pole of B.
Yeah, take the pole of B. Because we know where the pole of AB is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's just if you just draw the perpendicular to AB from O,
Mm-hmm.
then the wherever that, and then you have that point. So then you have the length and the point is defined, which means that so if yeah, and then B is a variable like point.
Yeah.
which means the main isn't the guarantee to might. But if it moves, then the line moves.
But that might also be fun because
Yeah, maybe to make it
whenever you
a
feel
bit more easy, you can move it to this point. So it's out of the way, yeah?
And then it's somewhere inside the
It's
circle.
somewhere inside.
Maybe like halfway. And then
And then the pole should be here, is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Oh, it's on the perpendicular side sector, maybe. Like normal bicycle.
It is perpendicular to AB.
Yeah, from I. Yeah, it should be, I guess. Because you're saying the pole has to go back to the polar.
Yeah. Is that always true?
This must be like the same similar triangle we've done.
Yeah.
Is it? See, like this length, right?
Yeah.
But this length over this length, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is equal to
That length.
that length.
Yep. Short one.
Over which one? This
Yeah.
one?
Yep.
So then they're inverses. Yeah?
Mm. And so that means it's always true.
What were we trying to show again?
That like as B varies, it's still true.
So B still lies on the line.
Yes.
Hang on, isn't this something we've already proved?
Yeah, I guess
It's like
we didn't need B, man, we just need A.
Yeah,
Yes.
any point we'll just get
Any
to a line
point.
passing.
It'll pass through the
Yeah, that's
inversion
Oh,
point.
yeah.
So that means, yeah, any other point, it'll also lie on the other polar, right?
Yeah.
So if it
so
lies on two
what's the
different ones,
pub-
you can
yeah.
just find the point of intersection.
Yeah. So what's the point of this?
What was the claim?
Oh,
Okay.
um,
This is something different.
so for instance, yeah, the pole of the secant AB is the point of intersection of the tangents A and B. That's what you showed, yeah, on the diagram. Dually, any point outside the circle lies on two tangents, say little a and little b, and its polar can be constructed as the secant joining the point of contact of A and B.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is out backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
Any line, little p, contains some points outside the circle.
Is that the red?
If it's not the diameter, if it's not a diameter,
Yeah.
so if it doesn't go through the center, right?
Yeah.
Its pole, capital P, lies on the polars of all these exterior points and can be constructed as the intersection of the polars of two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you can take any point, that's the point they took, I guess, yeah?
Yeah.
And then they took the polar, yeah?
Okay.
Polar would be
Polar
the
of
big
P.
P. Or the big P.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't they start with P?
They started with the, like,
Yeah, so
the
they took
outside
any
circle.
exterior point, so the line is outside the circle at some points, yeah?
Yes.
You take any of those points that's outside the circle. So I think they took that
Wait,
one.
is it any line passing through the pole of AB?
I think it's just any line that's not passing through Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, anyway. So and then it'll be outside the circle at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you take one of the points that's outside the circle, yeah?
Then you get polar of that.
And you get the polar of it, yeah?
Yeah, so that's the line P. Wait, that's the line P.
And that's the red line inside, the red secant, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to save some diagram because now the blue secant is the other one, right?
The other one. Oh.
Because that's just another exterior point.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because they're saying any exterior point you can draw the tangent, right?
Yeah.
So the blue and the red are just sort of two random points outside the circle on P, yeah?
Yeah.
Dually, yeah, and then that is the pole of that line, right? That's how you can construct it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I guess what it's saying is if you have a circle, right?
Yeah.
And you have a line, yeah?
Yeah.
You can take any point outside the circle,
Yeah.
do the tangent thing,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. They're meant to intersect, yeah?
Wait. Oh.
Or maybe it's better to...
Tangent thing.
So necessarily.
So, yeah. They do.
Wait. Wait. You take a line.
Wait, no, because that line's inside the circle.
Which
You
one?
know, like that diagram there. That line goes inside the circle. The pole of that line should be outside, so they intersect outside.
Oh, they intersect outside.
Yeah, they should, because the line passes through the circle. So that's probably why it doesn't really look like.
Oh, okay. So for that one, when it's outside completely, I guess,
Yeah, when it's outside,
that's when you can do this
Yeah,
thing.
and then that should, yeah.
That'll give you that, right?
Oh, so the intersection probably did it.
Oh.
Just with the pole.
Oh.
Or so what was it? If the circle was inside.
Oh, then it's just the
Inside.
two intersection points, and then
The
you
intersection point will be outside the circle.
yeah.
Oh, so this tangent would be like a polar.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't above my eyes.
Oh.
Okay. Dually, any point P lies on some secants
Oh.
if it does not coincide with O. So its polar contains the poles of all those secants.
Polar contains poles.
It could be constructed as a line joining the poles of Turing. So as we start with a point,
Yep.
join two secants, right?
Oh yeah. Draw two seconds passing through, and then
Get
you
a
get
polar
the line.
Yeah, the
Oh, so it's just like converse.
yeah.
This is totally
Well, yeah.
Okay, we can sum up these results as follows. Okay.
Mhm.
Should I write this down?
What happens, it's converse is true.
Yeah. Maybe it's worth writing down. This is the last theorem. So if we know this theorem in the last comment, we're done. So this
lost.
the 6.12 theorem, yeah?
Yeah.
The pole of any secant, AB,
Yeah.
except the diameter, yeah?
Yeah.
Passing through O, yeah?
Yeah.
Is the common point of the tangents at A and B.
Yeah.
Of the tangents, so the intersection of the tangents at A and B, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. The polar of any exterior point is the line joining the points of contact of the two tangents from this point. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the polar of any exterior point is this secant, yeah? That what we're saying?
Yeah.
Is the line joining points of contact. It's the chord of contact, yeah?
Yeah.
Of tangents. Yeah? From this point. It's almost like it's like a writing is just a I don't even know the word anymore. I've forgotten how to write English. The pole of any line, little p, except the diameter, is the common point of the polars of the exterior points on P.
Yeah. Okay.
The pole of any line, little p, yeah? So I guess it's kind of like this red line, yeah? Not the diameter. Is the common point of the polars, so it's the intersection of the polars
Yeah.
of the polars of the two exterior points on P, yeah? So it's these 2 points. Or any two, yeah? Is the common point of the polars of any 2 exterior points on little p, yeah? This is totally illegible. Because there's more words than like the care for when you've finished understanding. Okay, and the last sentence says the polar of any point capital P, okay, except the center, is the line joining the poles of 2 secants through P. Yeah?
Oh yeah, it's backwards.
The polar of any point P, not O, yeah?
Yeah.
Is the line joining the poles of 2 secants through P.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it assuming it's inside the circle? Is the line joining the poles? So the line joining the poles, yeah?
Yeah.
Of
Sentence.
2 secants through P. Okay, so that's assuming it's inside then.
If it's outside, we use the tangents.
We already know what to do on the outside, yeah?
Right, and what's the of any 2 points?
Which one?
Last one.
Of any 2 sequence.
2 exterior points.
And P.
So the pole of any line little p, not the diameter, is the common point of the polars of any 2 exterior points on the little p.
On the is the okay, good.
Okay. It is worthwhile to notice that when the reciprocating circle omega and all its tangents are given, okay, so that's the envelope, I guess. These constructions involve only incidences of points and lines without any measurement. This feature is characteristic of projective geometry. Oh.
What do you mean without any measurements?
Like,
Without.
you only need to join points together.
So
And
you don't like in inversion you need the power point in this given.
yeah. So yeah, so like you remember Pappus's theorem or Pascal's theorem? We could go over that a little bit. Like, it's like kind of like there's one that was like you have like these points. Like 3 points at the top, 3 points at the bottom, and then these intersections are collinear as well. Remember this Pappus's theorem?
I searched it up and I thought it was like.
So it's like 3 collinear points, yeah. Another 3 collinear points, yeah.
Yeah.
And then take these lines,
Okay.
and like so 1 and 3, and then like 2 and 3 and 3 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 2 and 1.
Okay.
And these points of intersections are also collinear. So that's considered a projective result.
Oh.
So I had a video about this, you can look it up. It's a projective result because it only depends on the intersections and the collinearity and stuff. It has nothing to do with length or angles.
Okay,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so no angle.
Yeah, and then Pascal's theorem is something that we're doing now with the other class. It's the same thing, but if you have a hexagon, the 3 points are not
Oh,
collinear.
this one, yeah.
They lie on a circle now. All 6 lie on a circle.
Oh.
And I think if you do the same thing,
Oh, it's still true.
Well, I think isn't it opposite sides?
there's
Oh,
some
okay.
intersections collinear, yeah.
Oh.
Isn't there a result where you like draw the opposite sides, and then where they intersect is also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Is that also Pascal's or something?
yeah. You just gotta you gotta name the hexagon, right?
Oh, it depends on.
So this is a hexagon. It's a cyclic hexagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any side like this.
Yeah. And then if you do it, these will end up being the opposite sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way you name it isn't important.
I can't quite remember, but well, I guess the way you name it here is important, yeah. If it's a hexagon, because you can't have adjacent sides collinear. Like you can't have in a polygon, you can't have them be in a straight line, but you can have alternating sides collinear. So that's why when they name it, it's an ACE instead of ABC, because then it goes A, B, C, E, and it's a hexagon, but it's not a weird hexagon.
Oh, right. So it's like
The non-convex, self-overlapping.
maybe 6 points.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, I think if you name it a certain way. But anyway, like, yeah. Without any measurements. So that's projective.
Okay.
We can start a little bit on the exercise if you want.
Is this all projective or is that like the expensive?
Huh?
Is it just 1.61?
6.1 is finished now, but exercises. 6.1 exercise. I'll write up the first one at least.
Okay.
So with respect to the circle omega having the center O, the polar of any point A except for O can be constructed as the radical axis of 2 circles.
Wait, if like everything on that thing comes down, we can erase.
Erase, yeah? Okay, let me just stop this video.